Hello all. Like in this video, we are going to see about fundamental analysis and technical analysis. So, what is the yeah, sorry. We'll discuss about fundamental analysis and technical analysis. So, as I told, we will buy and sell a share. So blindly we don't buy and sell a share. Before buying or selling a share, we need to follow some sort of rules. Since it involves money, it's always better you do some sort of analysis before buying and selling a share. So first thing, you would consult your financial advisor so that he might help you to buy and sell a share. And the second thing, you will do the analysis before though he advise you to buy and sell a share, you do some sort of analysis. Based on the analysis, you will buy and sell a share. So what is meant by analysis? Analysis nothing but you will estimate or forecast of the share, whether it will go up or go down, whether we can invest some money, whether we are going to invest money on this share or not. So basically, you are going to predict the price of that share in the near future or maybe in the subsequent future. So that's what we call it as a analysis. So the analysis are divided into two things. One is fundamental analysis and technical analysis. So what is meant by a fundamental analysis? So fundamental analysis are done, or or maybe a basic analysis, or which is like profit loss and revenue and a balance sheet. Based on that, the analysis will be done by a long-term investors, and they'll estimate the worth of that share, whether we can invest on that share. During long run, it will give the results. Like that, investors will make the decision. Uh, so once the decisions are made, they might start investing on that share. And the next thing is on the technical analysis. Technical analysis nothing but so you will use the historic information to predict the future. So during overview, it might sound confusing. So I'll just explain on the concept quite detail in the upcoming time. So I'm not a guy who follows fundamental analysis. I can just give you the basic overview about the fundamental analysis. If you are still interested to go with the fundamental analysis, yeah, you can very well check on some YouTube videos and go through some books or maybe the Google. So I'll just touch base on the fundamental analysis. So because it involves a lot of complex things, like you need to do some tally and you need to analyze the revenue, you need to analyze their working model, and what is the future plan of that company. So like that, you have a lot of things are involved. So this all are covered at part of fundamental analysis. So I'll just give the basic overview. What and all will touch base on the fundamental analysis. But I would say I'm not a guy who is very clear on the fundamental analysis, or I does not follow the fundamental analysis. I mainly focus on the technical analysis. So maybe if you guys are interested, you can very well learn on the fundamental analysis, but I can advise you guys on the technical part, because technical thing is the one which I do follow. Yeah, let me share my screen. So we'll go with one share. Maybe let's take Reliance Industries. So Reliance Industries, if you go here, the share got listed at 51 rupees. Now it has priced of around 2,500 rupees. So what is involved in the fundamental analysis? So investors like Rakesh Jujunwala, or maybe I forgot some people's name, Warren Buffett. So what they'll do, they'll analyze the fundamental working model of that company and how the future will be. They'll estimate based on the fundamental analysis, and based on that, they'll invest bulk amount of money on this share, so that on the long run they'll have a very good return. Let's say Warren Buffett has seen this Reliance share, just for an hypothetical scenario. So during listing, it was listed like 40 to 48 rupees. What he will do, he will just go down and he will see the market cap. So during listing, the market cap will be somewhat less, because now the market value has increased, and he will go for this financial thing. So here he will check for the revenue. So maybe year on year basis, if you see, the revenue is going up. If you go for a profit, even profit is going up. If you see the net worth, even this is going up. So at first glance, we could say this company is growing consistently. So what he will do, he would consider for investing. So this is one of the parameter he would do. And the next thing, he would check on their business model. So if you see the Reliance Industries, they have segregated in the oil and gas, and they have food chain, and the investment, like that they have multiple segregation. So it has a good potential of giving good returns in the long run, because they have diversified their business. So in this term, he might give some weightage of whether we can invest this much of money to invest in the Reliance share. Then he would go for something called here the fundamental, which is market cap. I have told P. So if you just want to understand on the market cap and the grow, you can just click here. It tells what does individual value it means, like PV ratio, PE ratio, then dividend yield. Like if you say there is something called dividend, so this I'll first cover. So dividend is nothing but if you see this company, it's making a profit consistently on every year. So since you own a share, so company is responsible to give. Company is not responsible. They would share the profit with you. Let's say you own one share of Reliance, so they have revenue of 66 crores, 66,000 crores. What they'll do, they'll give you 0.32% of dividend for that one share. So let's say, I would say Reliance. So Reliance has paid 1.97 dividend for an individual share. For each share, they have paid me like 2 rupees on an, like you can consider 2 rupees. So for each share I own, they are paid 2 rupees for each share. So which is like they are sharing the profit with me. And we have book value. So in their notebook, or maybe in their tally book, they have estimated the book value as 1,213.72. So they have given the estimate for a single share as 1,213. So if shares falls below this, the people will be thinking like the price has reached its cheapest price, so they'll start investing it. Obviously, the book value will be less than the current market value. So whenever a share falls below this book value, you can very well go and invest on that stock. So this, and we have something P ratio, PB ratio, book value versus the amount of dividend they have given, like that. Some parameters will be there. I'm not very much clear on the fundamental analysis. That's why I'm not covering it much. So I'll just touch base on this. So this all are the parameters which the long-term investors do consider. So once all the consideration is done, they'll start buying it. So Warren Buffett thinks like this shark might potentially give them the good return. So he bought Reliance share at 48 rupees, maybe like 10 crore for he would have invested 10 crores. So what has happened here on a long run? Today, it's the each share worth of 2,500 rupees. So what has happened from 48 rupees, the share has reached this much. So his money would have got multiplied by 2,000 times. So that's the power of investing. Like in how many years, like within a span of 20 years, the money has got multiplied by 2000 years. So like long-term investors will look for a fundamental of the company and how their business model works. Like that, they'll do the fundamental analysis and they'll buy a share. So based on that, they'll see the profit. So this is at high level how they'll do the fundamental analysis. Just a minute. Yeah, sorry. We can continue. So that's on the fundamental analysis. Then we have something called technical analysis. Technical analysis is followed by most of people who do trading or maybe buying the share. So this is maybe you can say a latest method how we we do the analysis to buy or sell a share. So there are a lot of things are involved in technical analysis, and similar to fundamental analysis, technical analysis is also quite familiar. Like people use the technical analysis to buy and sell the share. So I'll explain on that concept. So before that, before going into the technical analysis, I would advise all of you guys to create one account in TradingView. So TradingView is nothing but a chart software view all the charts at single point. So this is not only specific to Indian shares. It will have everything like starting from gold, in US share market. Everything will get listed here. So you can use this for your technical analysis. So I just want to let you know, guys, like before starting technical analysis, it's better if you guys have an account in TradingView. It would help us a lot. So obviously you can do the technical analysis in the broker because even they provide the chart. But my personal experience, I would say like you have a separate software or a separate one which is used by most of the investors or traders, which is the TradingView. Here you can create the account and you can start analyzing the chart. Yeah. Okay. Let me start with the technical analysis. So what exactly we'll do in the technical analysis? So technical analysis nothing but will just go through the historic price of the chart. So based on the historic price of that chart, we'll forecast the future price of that chart, share or maybe the chart. So that's the high level of technical analysis. So to start with the technical analysis, we might need to know some terminologies, which is candlestick. Let me go for a text. Candlestick. So candlestick is nothing but this is the candlestick. So we call this as a Japanese candlestick. So why it's called a Japanese candlestick? Earlier days, maybe in the beginning of some decades or maybe years, Japanese used this method to estimate the price of a rice. So they have used this candlestick to trade the price of a rice. So that's why we call it as a Japanese candlestick. And this is the traditional method which is used by most of the investors or traders to perform the technical analysis. So I would advise you guys also to stick with this method. Yeah, obviously we do have a different method as well. So this is one of the famous method we use for technical analysis. So what does this candlestick consist of? So you guys would have remember like during the initial course, I would have told opening, high, low, close, something like that. Where exactly it is. Yeah, so this one open, high, low, close. I've told no. So basically for any share, for whatever may be the share, it will have a price. It will have a opening price. It will have a high. It has a low. It has closing price. So that's how it works. So we will pictorially represent that value rather than showing. See, we can show that in a line. See, it will be like this. You'll not get any clarity for your technical analysis. To get much clarity, we represent in a Japanese candle. So Japanese candle will have a open price, then we have a close price, then we have a high price, then we have a low price. So basically based on that, the color will get decided. So let's say if this candle is red, what I would say, no, the price has opened high and it has closed low. So when opening price is less than a closing price, obviously the candle will be red. See here, if you see the price has opened at 19103. See, you can see here. Okay, it's if I point here, okay, maybe I can go to this one. I think I can't. So which value it's showing? Yeah. So if you go for this candle, you would see opening price at the top. See, you can locate here. If I place here, you can see the opening. O means opening, H means high, L means low, C means closing. If you go here, see opening is 20,650. Sorry, Okay, this is an index. Okay, it's okay. I'll go for Tata Motors. This remains same for all the shares or stocks or index. So if you go here, see, you can see in the points here, it has opened for 646. It is closed at 635. So in this case, opening is higher than the closing. So in this case, this candle would look like a red. So if you go for this candle, so opening is 640 and closing is 641. So obviously the opening is lower than the closing. So we would say closing is higher than the opening. So it will be represented as green. So green means the stock has closed at a positive note. So that's how we estimate. During this time, the stock has opened at 640 and it has reached a high of 665 and it has reached the low of 639 and it is closed at 641. Obviously, the stock will move to and fro. So this is the moment. So on a single day, the stock has moved this much time. So when you change to the line, you will not get any clarity here. Simply a line will looks like a pulse. You can't get any clarity. So that's the reason we went for a Japanese. So Japanese candle will have open price, a closing price, high price, and low price. So that's how we will represent a Japanese candle. So if a opening price is greater than the closing price, then it will look like a red. If a opening price is less than the closing price, it will look like a green. Or you can put it around. If a closing price is greater than the opening price, it will be a green. If a closing price is less than the opening price, it will be the red. So that's how the color will look like. So just make note of these things because this is quite important. The colors are quite important. There will be a technical analysis based on the candlestick itself. So this is on the candlestick. Mm, so we have something called time frame. So we see this all see this type of information you can't get in the brokers. That's the reason I told you guys to start creating an account in TradingView. See here, it has 1 minute, 3 minute, 5, 15, 30, 45, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. So what exactly it represents? Let's say if I go for a 1 minute. So at this point of time, what has happened at a 1 minute time frame? So each candle represents a 1 minute information. Like if you take this candle, it got created at 3:29 today. So what has happened? See what has happened. If you see in the top here, the candle has opened at 644 and it has closed at 640, sorry, 644.10 and it got closed at 644.30. So obviously the closing price is higher than the opening price. So obviously this candle will looks like green. So at 1 minute time, the stock has traded at this much. See, it got opened at 644, it went high of 644.35, it went a low of 643.50, and it got closed at 644.30. So at 1 minute, this much fluctuations are there. If you go for 3 minutes, so it's a combination of three 1 minute candle. So this 3 minute, if you combine this three 1 minute candle, you can get this 3 minutes. So even this is look pretty much similar. It opened at 644.70, it got closed at 644.30. It went high of 644.70 and it has low of 642.90. So this is combination of three 1 minute candle. Then this 5 minutes. This is combination of five 1 minute candle. And this 15 minutes. This is combination of three 5 minutes candle. And this is 30 minutes. This is combination of two 15 minutes candle or six 5 minutes candle or 31 minute candle. So basically at that point of time, so this is like our normal clock. So 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So at that point of time, what has happened at the price? So basically, if you take 30 minutes, what has happened? The price has opened at 644.50 and it went high of 644.45 and it went a low of 642 and it closed at 644.30. So that's how the price will look like. And 1 hour, at 1 hour, what has happened at the price? So it's like two 30 minutes candle or maybe four 15 minutes or maybe 1 hour, it's like a 12 5 minutes candle or maybe 61-minute candle you can consider, then 4 hours and a day. So in a day we can say like it's around 6.5 hours. Our Indian stock market opens at 9:15 and it closes at 6:30. So during that time what has happened? So that's how it looks like. So why do have a different time frame? So we have weekly, we have monthly. So similarly, at month, what has happened? So why do we have a different time frame? So as I told, we would be doing short-term, long-term trading. So each time frame has a significant effect of the buying and selling. Let's say if you want to do a long-term investment, see here, this is Tata Motors. See, at the month of April, it has started in the green, green, green. So I would say Tata Motors will go up. So I can buy a share of Tata Motors at what is the price? 644. So during long term, I would say this stock has been it might go up to 1,000 or maybe 7,000. I would buy and keep it. So if I go for a weekly, if I want to hold for some months or some mid years, so I would go for a weekly. If I go for a day, so if I want to hold for some days, let's say for 4 or 5 days, I'll go for a day. I would do some analysis based on the time frame what I have. So 4 hours. If I want to hold for 1 day or maybe 2 days like that, I would go for a 1 hour and 4 hour. 30 minutes means on a specific day intraday if would I buy and sell it. So for that I would use 30 minutes. So each time frame has a significant impact on your analysis. So as a long-term investor, you can say like you will go for a monthly time frame, but the logic remains same. So on a month, what has happened? See, the share has opened at 600, it went low of 584 and it went high of 665 and it got closed at 644.30. So this is how you will read the candlestick. So the price would fluctuate a lot. So at the end, what has happened? It has opened at 600 and it got closed at 644. So obviously it's a green candle. So we would say like Tata Motors will go up because if you see continuously for past 4 months, it's keep on going up. So obviously it will go up. If at naked eye, we would say that Tata Motors it's at a uptrend. We call it as a uptrend or it will go up. Yeah, I guess this would clear on the Japanese candlestick. Next, I would cover one part which we call it as support and resistance. This is something important, or maybe this concept is something important used by most of the people to buy and sell a share or to do the trading. So, what is a support? So, it's not quite complex. Support. What do you mean by support? Let's say you are falling from you're falling towards a ground, or maybe you're falling from somewhere. So obviously you need some object to catch or to hold you not to fall. So similarly, that is what we map here as a support. Let's say a stock is falling down, so there should be some price where the stock would bounce back, so that we call it as a support level. So how we will find the support? So what I would go here, maybe I will explain at 4 hours. Okay. So this is 4 hours chart of Tata Motors. So this is part of technical analysis. So what does it do? See the this is how the price looks like. Price is like it went some up and it keeps coming down. So this is how the stock price movement will be, that it will go up, it will go down, it will go up, it will go down. Why does it happen? See, people thinks like this, the price of the share is very low, they'll buy here, and they'll think like it has reached the maximum potential, they'll sell here. Then they'll buy here, they'll sell here. Like that, the process keep on repeating. At certain point they think like the price has reached the maximum and they will sell it. So that's how the buying and selling will happen. So based on that, you will estimate the support and resistance. So how you will find the support? See, this is the chart of as I told, this is the chart of Tata Motors. At naked eye, you can see price has started falling here. It has came here, it has jumped. It has came here, it has jumped. It has came here, it has jumped. It has came here and it has jumped. It has came here, it has jumped. So at naked eye, we can say I can take a line or maybe a rectangle, we would say here. I'll draw a line from here to here. So it's like a price range. So from 377 to 360. Whenever price reaches here, it's trying to move up. So we can say this is as a support. So how does it help? Because you are not a fundamental analysis guy. So whenever price comes here, what you will do? You will just buy the share. So you will buy the share like at maybe 370 or 360, and you will book the profit at 400. Sorry, let's talk about only buying. So you buy here. So you can say like whenever price comes here, it jumps. So that this is the cheapest price at which you can buy this share. So the cheapest price or maybe the support at which the price keep bouncing, that is what we call it as a support. So what is the significance of support? So you will just see the historic pattern. So here if you see from here price has moved, then again it has came, it has moved, then again it has came, it has moved, again it has came, it has moved. So there is high probability when the price comes next time, it will jump. So whenever next time if price comes here, there is a high chance price will move up. Or maybe we can say at this point, the people won't allow the stock to fall further. So you can say this price is the cheapest price you can buy the share. So it's like whenever Tata Motors reaches 360 or 370, you can buy it. So that you can say like after that it might go up. So you are not doing any fundamental analysis. You are just seeing the historic pattern, and you have estimated the price at which it comes, and you can buy the share. So this is the significance of technical analysis. This is one part of technical analysis, like drawing the support. Then there is something called resistance. Resistance is exactly opposite of support. So you are doing something, some person is stopping you doing that. So that's what we call it as a resistance. Similarly, so price has reached here and it keep bouncing. So at certain level, similarly at certain level, what will happen? The price will start falling. So here maybe we can consider here. If you see here, the prices came here, it went up. So what people think, they bought at 360 as the cheapest price they bought, and they are selling at 460. So they bought at 370, they are selling at 460. They are buying at 370 and they are selling at 460. So like this, what they are doing. So whenever a price reaches here, people are selling here. So what is the psychology behind it? So people are thinking like this is the cheapest price at which you might get this share. So there will be a lot of buyers or investor will be interested towards the price. So till it reaches this price, people will not be interested to buy this share. So once it has reached, a large number of buyers will pitch in and they'll buy this share. Once they bought the share, it will go up. So here there will be a sellers. The people who have bought here, they thought the share price has reached its potential. So they'll think like, let's book the profit. So what they'll do, they'll sell the share. So that's the reason the price will drop here. That's, we call it as resistance. Then again they'll buy here, they'll sell here. So similar to support, you will just look for a price where exactly it got rejected multiple times. You can just see the historic pattern. See, you can just see the naked eye, and you can just mark it here. It has fallen, again it went, it has fallen, again it went, again it has fallen, again it went. So this is how you will draw the support and resistance. So this was used by most of the investors or trader to buy and sell the share. So I did it 4 hours. Maybe you can do the same thing at day chart. So if you go for a day chart, you will buy here, you will sell here. You buy here, you will sell here. You can do the same thing at the weekly. So weekly and monthly are used for the long-term investing. So whenever the price reaches here, you buy here, and you will sell here whenever it reaches the maximum. Or if you want to buy here, the price haven't gone below this, so you'll buy here and you'll keep holding. So that you will get the share at the cheapest price and you will hold for the long term. So this is the importance of support and resistance. And one more thing I want to add here, there is something as you can see, something a bar here. So this bar, we call it as a volume. So basically, what does a volume indicate? So let's say, if you see here, as I told, a lot of people will be buying at support. I told no. See, the share has reached here. the share has reached here. Whenever it reaches here, there will be a lot of buyers will be there. See, obviously a lot of people will be selling and a lot of people will be buying. Whenever a buyer dominates a seller, the price will go up. Whenever a seller dominates a buyer, the price will come down. So that is how you will see in the volume. See, in the volume, it is showing. See, earlier the volume was very less, but when you see here, it has changed to green. So green means a lot of buyers came in and they started buying the share. So the price will go up. So there is a separate session or separate concepts are there, volume analysis. So using volume, we can predict the movement of the share. So you can just see the volume here. See here, whenever a volume is higher, the stock will move up. You can consider it as demand and supply. Whenever a demand is more, the price will go up. Whenever a supply is more, the price will come down. So if you see, whenever a green candle is there, more people are interested to buy the share or maybe the stock, and the price will shoot up. When you see the red, whenever you see a red candle or a red volume, see, people will be selling. A lot of people will be selling, and it will come down. So that is the basic psychology or the basic theory behind buy and sell. So this is on the support and resistance. And one more thing I want to highlight here. So there is a rule, or maybe there is a observation, as you can see. Whenever a price comes here, people will buy it. So whenever price reaches here, they'll sell it. When the price breaks this resistance level, it will act like a support, basically. See here, as you can see here, the price has come here and people bought here. Price has come here, people bought here. Price has come here, people bought here, and it has broken the support. Now this will become a resistance. Resistance means like whenever a price comes here, people will sell it. So there is a rule: whenever support or resistance are broken, it will act exactly opposite. When a support is broken, it will act as a resistance. Whenever a price comes next time, it will act as a resistance. Whenever a resistance is broken, it will act like a support. See, this you can consider this scenario, it acts as a resistance, whereas earlier it acts like a support. Whenever price comes here, it keeps jumping or it keeps pushing up. So that is something which I can see. And there is one more thing: whenever a price breaks the resistance, you can see a spike in the volume, because there will be a large number of sellers will be here to sell the price. But whenever a buyer dominates the seller, the price will move up and it will break the support. Sorry, it will break the resistance. So during support or resistance, if you see the large number of volume, then you can surely say that is going to be broken. And one more thing, a price can't take support n number of time. There is a certain limit. Like at certain point, it will break the support or resistance until it will go up. See here, it has came to the resistance 3 times and it has broke. From here, it has shooted up like anything. So there are multiple candlestick pattern analysis and the advanced technical analysis are there. Using that, you can analyze this, and you should start reading the chart, like how we read the words. So once you start reading the chart, you can understand how the stocks are performing and how the futuristic will be. And there are a lot of patterns are there, which I'll cover up later part. So using that, you can understand how the shares will move further. So this is on the support and resistance, and this is on the volume analysis. I hope till now it's clear.